Big days here, Paul? Yeah. Yeah, all, everyone present and correct? Very good.
I'm going in before anyone.
All this way.
Girls, just like okay. And then you go yeah. Stick with me, we'll be alright. Keep your hand on top of those petals so they don't jump out. Poor Paul, I hope he's not too nervous.
No, he's okay.
Have you seen him?
I have seen him, yeah.
Does he alright?
He's alright.
Waiting. Yeah. I know I've had to text him about anytime.
Yeah, we need to go and sit down, don't we? And we need to put your handbags and stuff on.
Yeah, that's alright. Come to the same entrance as us and you'll go in first.
He got the rings. He's got the rings in.
James.
He has got on the cushion now. His cushion's all over the shop. Unless it's stuck on there.
Go and ask the quick. Go and ask the. Let's see.
Marriage is the promise of companionship, of having someone to share all of life's experiences. Marriage does not promise that there will not be any rough times, just the assurance that there will always be someone who cares. Marriage does not promise eternal romance, just eternal love and commitment. Marriage cannot prevent disappointment or disillusionment, but it can offer hope, comfort and acceptance. Marriage cannot prevent you from making individual choices, but it will help to reassure you that there is someone waiting to listen and inspire you. Marriage is the joining of two people who share the promise that only marriage can bring. Would you like to all take your seats, please? Well, once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And on behalf of Paul and Debbie, I would like to welcome you all here to the Oaklands Hotel. It means a lot to them that you can be here to share with them in their happiness and to witness their marriage vows. This place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages. And you are gathered here today to witness the joining in marriage of Paul Hawkins Hargrave and Deborah Ann Broad. If any person present knows of any lawful impediment to this marriage, it should be declared now. Who gives Debbie in marriage to Paul?
I do.
Thank you. You can do it. Be careful of her dress though. Paul and Debbie, we now come to the nature and meaning of the marriage ceremony in which you are about to take part. It is quite a short and simple ceremony, but this in no way lessens its validity, its legal commitment for you both, or its great importance and significance for you personally. Before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the ceremony of marriage. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of one man with one woman, voluntarily entered into for life, to the exclusion of all others. But further, it is a union to provide the love, friendship, help and comfort that each ought to have for the other, both in times of joy and in times of sadness. In marriage, you should always remember that being the right person is as important as finding the right person. It's a journey together into the future and not an arrival. I'm now going to ask you, each in turn, to declare that there is no lawful reason why you should not be married to each other. So sorry, Paul, you start each time.
Okay.
Just repeat these words after me. I do solemnly declare.
I do solemnly declare.
That I know not.
That I know not.
Of any lawful impediment.
Of any lawful impediment.
Why I, Paul Hawkins Hargrave.
Why I, Paul Hawkins Hargrave.
May not be joined in matrimony.
May not be joined in matrimony.
To Deborah Ann Broad.
To Deborah Ann Broad.
Thank you. And Debbie? I do solemnly declare.
I do solemnly declare.
That I know not.
That I know not.
Of any lawful impediment.
Of any lawful impediment.
Why I, Deborah Ann Broad.
Why I, Deborah Ann Broad.
May not be joined in matrimony.
May not be joined in matrimony.
To Paul Hawkins Hargrave.
To Paul Hawkins Hargrave.
That's lovely. Paul, will you take Debbie to be your wife, and in doing so will you promise to be loving, faithful and loyal to her in living your lives together?
I will.
Debbie, will you take Paul to be your husband, and in doing so will you promise to be loving, faithful and loyal to him in living your lives together?
I will.
Thank you. You can relax for a few moments. And at this point I'd like to call upon Sarah, please, for the first reading.
Marriage is love, walking hand in hand together. It's laughing with each other about silly little things and learning to discuss big things with care and tenderness. In marriage, love is trusting each other when you're apart. It's getting over disappointments and hurts, knowing that these are present in all relationships. It's the realisation that there is no one else in this world that you'd rather be with than the one you're married to. It's thinking of new things to do together. It's growing old together. Marriage is being in love for the rest of your life.
That's lovely. Thank you, Sarah. Now the moment has come for Paul and Debbie to contract their marriage before you, their witnesses. And this begins with the giving and receiving of rings. The ring is a symbol of unity, in which your lives are joined in one unbroken circle. Your wedding rings declare you have chosen to be together, to allow the presence of another person to enhance who you are and who you will become. And may these rings remind you of the love you share and the promises you have made to each other. So now, on the topic of rings, I'm glad they were tied on the cushion. I believe, Stephen, you have the rings. Thank you very much. Thank you. Would you like to either pass your bouquet or place it on